Hi guys, I've said before that the Tories are playing a very stupid game over immigration. They understand that they can't fight the next general election on the economy, the NHS, education, housing, or national infrastructure. So instead they have focused on the culture wars or on their old favourite immigration. The problem for the Tories on immigration is that if they invest in processing asylum claims, it will result in fewer people in hotels and therefore remove the topic as a hot issue for them to exploit. But by not bringing down the backlog, they open themselves up to the far right who are ready to exploit the issue. Case in point, Richard Tice from Reform UK, who appeared on Reform UK friendly Talk TV to claim that Sunak is weak on this issue.
Well, cut yourself off from the European
Exactly, but he
courts.
hasn't got the courage, he hasn't got the vision, he hasn't got the leadership, because the majority of his party don't care about this issue, because they don't see it on their own doorsteps. And I think it's a really significant moment. This admission that basically one of his key pledges he cannot deliver, and he's now saying, I didn't say I would stop them. He said I would reduce the numbers, and it may not happen by the next election. Listen, I'm telling you, if I was in charge, this would stop in a fortnight. I'd pick up, I'd lawfully take back under international treaties, and that will cut off the business model. No ifs, no buts, and the British people want this to happen.
I don't know what he's talking about here, international agreements. You'd actually have to have an agreement with the French if you want to return people to France. But what's the point in returning people to France if those people don't want to stay in France? Now, this is all pointless rhetoric because Reform UK will not form a government. Richard Tice will not be Prime Minister. Unless some weird thing happens, that's not going to happen. But it's easy for them to shout from the sidelines. And the big problem here is, as I said at the beginning, is the Tories are relying on the issue of immigration to help them win the next election. But it's not going to work. All it's doing is pushing the party further to the right. And there are people even within the Conservative Party who are saying, we need to stop this. This is going to damage us for a generation. There are Tory MPs, I don't know who they are, they haven't named themselves, but they have been extremely critical of Suella Braverman, saying that she's tarnishing their brand. I think they have lost all of their reputation. Their reputation is completely in tatters on a whole range of issues. But this attempt to chase the racist and bigoted vote is going to end the Conservative Party because there is somebody else in town who's even more extreme than you are. And my fear going forward with this is that even when Labour win power, Reform UK and others, UKIP, will still be ranting and raving from the sidelines saying, no, you need to vote for us to deal with this problem. And it will remain a massive problem because the Tories have created a backlog of about 170,000 people. 170,000 people are waiting for asylum claims to be processed. And when Labour win power, they're going to inherit that. And they're not going to be able to bring down the numbers immediately. It could take 10 years to bring down the numbers, like to bring it down to a level where people are being processed in a reasonable manner. So you're going to have the far right parties complaining on the sidelines. At the moment, they're attacking Rishi Sunak and his stupid stop the boats policy, which of course was just, a slogan, a focus group slogan that was taken, that was inherited, a process of that was inherited from the likes of Boris Johnson and Get Brexit Done. The Tories, okay, Get Brexit Done worked, let's try another one, stop the boats. Means absolutely nothing. And it boosted him a little bit, but once again, it's a short-term boost at the expense of long-term policies. I've said before, the Tories are good at tactics, but not good at strategy. So they're creating an environment where, you have parties who are moving further to the right in order to protect themselves from the likes of Reform UK or UKIP. And I'm very concerned that we've yet to hear from Nigel Farage. He hasn't jumped in yet. And if he does, there's a real risk that he could, create a narrative where the public are more concerned about immigration or asylum seekers than they are actually concerned about real issues like cost of living, education, or the NHS. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.